Good evening. My name is Annie Mae. This is my first show. The topic is friends with benefits. So bear with me being new to the radio. I just wanted to go over some rules of those that have entertained friends with the benefit. For ladies, I will just jump right in. For both, I guess, men and women, you need to be honest with each other. Make sure if one does start having some feelings, you need to make it known up front to let the other person know. Secondly, of course, we need to practice safe sex as always a priority for both men and for women as well. I guess for the women, we can't be too clingy. I think women tend to, when we have sex with a man, we do tend to get more involved. And you just, since it's strictly the dickly, I guess you could say, make sure you don't get too clingy. A man doesn't appreciate that, nor do they want that if this is what we're going to do. For the men, make sure you choose the correct woman. If you know they're into you, then this is not going to work out. Don't mislead her to think that you want more than just that. Make sure that you don't sleep over the house. That's not a rule. I guess you could say, some people say, you're in the bedroom, go ahead and sleep over, but that tends to create some issues. Dre's also here in the studio, so I might have him
Hello.
put a rule in here and there. Let's see. A rule is you shouldn't date. Well, I'm not sure about that part. If you're friends, you're already hanging out, So I guess, I don't know if it means you stop doing that, but I guess I don't think you should hang out too much because it sounds like you're more into it's just not for sex, put it that way. Men, make sure, you're open with her. If you are a friend with somebody else, make sure that's known. If she decides to move on or if you decide to move on, you can't get upset. Okay? Then make sure that there's rules that you guys both agree to. You don't have to follow these rules, but just make sure you guys are open and like I said, it sometimes it's not always a good idea. You might think it's good at the time until me and you get kind of territorial, want to know who she going with. You can't do that. She's not your lady. She's not your woman. Dre, what do you think? You got any rules in mind that you can share with the listeners?
In terms of friends with benefits, excuse me. I really don't tend to think that is. I do know that for a fact, friends with benefits, it's not for everybody. But when you attend to them rules, the rules are as simple as Annie Mae had once explained to y'all. But one of my rules is don't get attached, because when you get attached, it's a wrap, man. I mean, it turns into one of those situations where it's like you see in all the movies, the girl or the guy gets psycho, and it's all insecure from there. So my thing is, don't get attached.
I agree.
From a standpoint of where I stand at, I think I've stated several times that that cross barrier is one of them particular things that you don't really want to really get deep involved with when it comes to like the stereotypical thing of men and women. Women don't want to sleep with a lot of men, and men don't really need to be sleeping with a lot of women. But the stereotypical thing is if guys sleep with a lot of girls, they're known as players, and girls that sleep with a lot of guys is considered hood rats, hoochies, stots, hoes, whatever you want to call them. But when it comes to friends with benefits, I don't think that rule really applies. It can make you or break you is what I think, honestly.
Okay. Well, another rule I would say is do not introduce them to your family.
Amen to that one.
If you introduce your friend that's only there for the benefit of sex, that's going to be misleading. You don't want to mislead someone thinking there's going to be something at the end of the rainbow when there's not. Sometimes you are in a relationship with someone else and you have a friend with benefit. That's called cheating. I don't think that would be the appropriate thing. Or sometimes you could be in between a relationship. You have a friend that you just know that you can call for a hookup, But don't get surprised if they're not hooking up with somebody else. So, you have to make sure that if you want to be exclusive with your friend with benefit, that needs to be said in the very beginning. Or you can be open and say, I don't want to know what you're doing. That's fine. As long as you two agree on, what the rules are with whatever you choose to do with whoever you do it with, then, hey, proceed. We're talking about more on the show about an opinions of my friends' opinions and other people that have came to me and said, hey, I feel like, it should be this way or that way. I think it's, it can cross lines easily. So that's one thing, if you feel like you're catching some feelings, let it be known, ladies, let it be known. Because if you came in agreement with doing that, don't expect him to do anything. Also, men, don't pay bills. Don't pay her bills and get her nails and hair done. That's for what her man should do when she does get a man.
Don't pay no bills.
That's for her man. Not you're not her man. You're her friend with the benefit. So if you're doing all that, getting her hair and nails done, you might as well call her your what? Girlfriend. Or your lady. Okay.
Yes. Definitely.
Ladies, if you're just giving your coochie up for free, that's what a friend benefit is. You're benefiting is you're getting some dick too. Okay, that's your benefit. Don't expect him to pay the bills, get your hair done, get your nails done. If you want to do all that, get you a man. Get you a man for that, okay?
Take this break.
Okay, we're going to a song?
Yeah, let's go into a song.
All right, we'll be back. All right, so we're back on Annie Mae's Crown Royal Conversations. Once again, I'm new to the radio, so this is for the grown folks only. So if you're not able to handle it, I understand, but don't have no kids in the room. Be grown about it. So I'm going to backtrack and try to say, let's define what this is and different opinions about what it is. And some of the definitions are, just a friend you just hang out with that you just have sex with. Some call it
booty call.
A hookup.
Booty call.
A hookup. Some wants to say it's relationship that you friends that you just agree to have sex when you're in between relationships, like I said before.
Occasional booty call.
A booty call, as Dre has
like
said multiple times already. It could be very fancy word, it's not, what's the word I'm trying to find? But anyways, most of the definitions says, there's no...
Estranged relationship.
Not estranged. Erotic friendship.
Erotic.
That makes it sound real appealing if I say...
She's a freak.
I have an erotic friendship. That's a nice word to say that this is a friend with benefits.
Okay.
Most of the definitions that I looked up just says there's no emotions involved. It's just strictly physical. Well, if you're friends with someone, I think their emotion is that you already care about this person. Okay? So I'm not really agreeing with the ones that say it's strictly dickly or strictly about, just, hey, I'm done, let's go, let's leave, you gotta go. That's a little different. Lovers can do that. I think lovers are not friends. Lovers are different, but we're not on that. That's a whole different show, I guess. But when you're a friend with someone, you're already cool with that person. You already have, it's hard to say that you can't put any kind of feelings involved because you're already cool with them, you like them, you care for them, you're just putting some sex in there. That's why it can be very dangerous. It can be very, don't have sex with somebody you're good friends with. If you don't want to lose this person, my advice, I know I'm kind of skipping ahead, but my advice is don't entertain this kind of relationship because if it goes south, you can lose a very good friend. Okay. So, like I said, looking it up, most definitions say, is a friend that you have no emotional attachments to. Most of my friends, I guess, I do have care. I mean, I think they're cool people. I hang out with them. I go out with them. So, the fact that you can't hang out with them outside you know, the room, it's kind of confusing because normally if you were friends before this, you were hanging out. I don't see why you should stop doing that. But once again, it looks like you're dating. So, that's what some has said. What do you have any definitions of your own, Dre, that you can share with the listeners?
Definition of a friend with benefits is no. I don't have no opinion on that. I do have a question though. We're gonna do that in the next segment.
Next segment.
Okay,
We're gonna
cool.
do questions.
My definition of friends with benefit is no moral attachment to, but just a booty call. Really, I mean, I just don't see it anything different. I mean, you might say it's
erotic friendship.
I don't know that. I'm thinking of this other word. It's called. I can't think of the word of it right
well,
now.
If you're a friend with someone, it's just a booty call.
Yeah, it's just a booty call.
So, with the definition of benefit, is it just a one-time only thing, or something that you kind of?
You can have constant booty calls. You can have that standby. Some people call it
a standby.
Nah, they can call it a standby, but it's something else. Side chick, side piece, all that yada yada. They call it, basically side chicks and side pieces. Okay. I don't know anything about trying to keep side pieces and side chicks around, but I just know that it's not. I think it leads too much into confrontation when you get into side pieces and side chicks. So,
well, as long as a definition is you're not in a committed relationship. So for men, I guess you can have your cake and eat it too. If the women agree to just do a sex only and still be friends with you, they still hanging out with you, and you can't. This ain't my boo. This ain't my woman. Hey. For women, I think the definition is if you can, have a male friend that you just okay with just having sex with, but be mindful that women, we tend to be more emotional minded. Some women, not all. I'm not going to put all women into this category because some women can be just as, like a man in a thought, in their thinking. But some women don't want relationships. They ain't got time for that. They don't. They just want to get their little kick and be done. Hey, that's you. That's great. But most of the definitions of a friend is simply saying there's no committed relationship. There's no commitment. You can free to do whatever you want to do. You can have sex with somebody over here and somebody over there. Unless you agree different. If you're exclusive, then that's a relationship. That's not friend benefit. You might as well say it's my girlfriend, honestly. And so, like I said, most of what I hear is that if you're a friend with the benefit, there's no strings attached, which I can agree to that. But for you're gonna care about this person. I mean, that's your friend. So how can you not have some kind of concern with them or anything? So that's what I don't agree with. Like, you're gonna have some kind of I care about you type thing, but most of it says you shouldn't have any feelings towards this person. But like I said, they're your friends, then how can you not have some kind of feelings towards this person? So those are what I researched is how they defined it is no attachments, sex only. It's just, hey, it's pretty much kind of a what's the word I want to say? It's sex only, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am type thing. So, like I said, I want to know, next time maybe you can get somebody to come in and see how they feel.
Call in, talk to. I mean, any of that. We have any of that. My way of thinking about it is probably a little bit awkward. I have in my past been through some, friends with benefit situations, and I think a lot of mine was not necessarily. I think a lot of them were not trying to get attached to, but a lot of it was the idea of having that person to fill that void. And when you have somebody fill that void in, it kind of fills in where, you know, you don't necessarily look towards something else. I mean, you could clear as day, you know, when you ain't in a relationship and you got that friend with benefit, that basically fills that void for you not having to have a relationship. A lot of it's, like you said, no personal attachment to. So you're free to go, you know, at the end of the night or in the morning or whatever time. But like you said, you don't stay overnight, because staying overnight causes that tension and the idea to be more
because a man gonna want some breakfast and eggs, waffles, bacon, biscuits. See, ladies, that's what a woman does for her man. You know, so that's why when you start sleeping over and cuddling, you know, that's when you're doing too much. If it's strictly dickly, then when they done, they can leave. They can shower at home.
Damn, you
don't need to linger.
You don't let them take a shower at your crib?
No.
Damn, that was messed up.
Because they're not paying no bills. That's a rule. They can't pay bills, so my water gonna cost.
Damn.
So this is based upon friends with benefits. Now, if you trying to sleep over and want breakfast in the morning, man, then make that your woman. Okay, ladies, if you trying to woo a man by saying, "Oh, I'm okay with this friends benefits," I'm gonna woo him by he can sleep over and I can, you know, make him breakfast. Then you not
lying.
No.
You lying.
Then you not. This ain't for you.
You're lying.
This is for the emotionally stable only. If you're not emotionally stable, you know, you can't do this because you're going to stalking them or you're going to stalk her.
Listen, you can't be emotionally. Well, there's a lot
the
of people. The
definition says you can't have emotions involved. No emotions involved.
True, but you got a lot of people that will eventually get emotions. That depends on how you come about as being a friend with benefits. Think about it. If you got somebody and you got that super whoop-de-whoop, somebody might be like, dude, I'm trying to wifey this right here.
But you don't wifey something on sex by itself. Men do. And then you divorce a year later.
Not all men do, but you
because
know, even that
everybody's, you know, bodies change.
I mean, it is what it is.
So
I mean, the conversation, the point at hand is, you know, friends with benefits. I mean,
but the rule, it says, the definition, and I'm not agreeing with it, it says you cannot have no emotions. I disagree. If it's your friend, you're going to have emotions. That's my opinion. Okay. So I do disagree with the definition that is no strings attached. It's with that one person only. People have friends with benefits all over the place. So don't expect that person to only be with you. Unless that's a agreed thing you did on day one. If y'all agree this is going to be just me and you, we're not going to step out, whatever. But it's not, that's a relationship, you know, to me, you know, but
True.
I'm just going with what the research says, where it led me. And so, like I said, I do disagree with that thing. You can't have any feelings for that person because they're your friend. They've been your friend for years or not. You know, you're going to still want, you know, make sure they're okay and have some kind of concern. So are we ready to hear some more songs? All right. Well, I'll get back with you guys. Thank you for listening. All right. So we're back. So this segment we're talking about my outside people that called in or talked to me prior to the show. I asked a couple of my female friends, you know, what they thought about it. They both pretty much agreed and said that it's not a good idea. It's not possible because I guess for the ladies, they, you know, it's going to end up being a relationship or they will expect one eventually. It's going to cause some problems. I tend to agree. I think that for most women, we tend to catch feelings. We get very possessive. That's why I say for a woman, if you're not emotionally ready for this kind of relationship, don't try to entertain it. And for a man, you know, if a woman even agrees to it, you know, make sure they're emotionally healthy because that's the one woman that's going to burn your clothes, key your car, act a fool, go to your job, and they're going to say, you never said, or all this other stuff that it's going to add drama, okay? For me, I just feel like it's a possibility. I think anything's a possibility, of course, either way. But I think that for overall, from what I got feedback from, is women tend to be, they say no, they don't want to get involved because they know they're gonna have something. They know they're gonna catch a case. They're gonna catch some feelings. They're gonna get jealous, get territorial, and especially if it's good. So. I think Dre had a question, so I'm gonna see what his question is for me.
Yeah, my question was, oh, snaps. I had my question wrote down somewhere. Oh, yes. My question is, does friends with benefits have to maintain itself to a house or a hotel or something like that? Do y'all go out? Does friends with benefit meaning, can you go outside of the house? I know one of your rules was don't pay for nothing, but to say y'all want to go out and eat or y'all go, do y'all make that a scene where you don't have to necessarily be around parents or introducing with people, but you go out?
I think if you were a friend in the beginning and y'all went out, how did y'all do the bill then? So most guys that are gentlemen will pay regardless.
I'm just saying, is it cool to go out?
If you're a
friends with benefits,
by definition, it says no. But I disagree, because if you're someone's friend previous to this, then you must have hung out previously. You must have went somewhere, went to the bar, went to the club, hooked up, or did something. So if the guy had paid for it, then that shouldn't stop. That should be the same. But it's the expectation of it all. Don't expect them to gotta pay, or don't expect this to happen. I think that's a rule, is you and whoever you decide to be friends and benefit with, you define what you're gonna not do or do. Okay. You shouldn't, if this is your friend, you should involve your mama and you should involve don't introduce. Okay. For a woman, that's very, very serious. Dude, if it's a guy that you just got a girl that you just hanging out with and a friend, your side piece, whatever, don't introduce that person to your mama. That makes a woman feel like that you trying to do something more. Okay, so those are the rules I'm saying that you gotta stick to. Now, if you want to go, if you want to go out to dinner or something, hey, I don't see a problem with that, because you probably did it before you started having sex with, probably. And if he paid for it, then that's fine. But don't expect it to happen that way. Don't expect it. Because if you're gonna act like if you're gonna pay her bills, take her out on dates, stay overnight, she can breakfast. That's a relationship, pretty much. Once again, if you can't be, you cannot. Well, this is my personal opinion. If you have a female that's your woman, you cannot have a friend benefits. That's called a side chick. It's not the whole different category. Okay, that's called cheating. Okay, this is a friend benefits is someone that you're not in a relationship with already. Okay, that's what I feel. That's my personal rule is, ladies, if they got a girlfriend or a woman, don't do it. Okay, they are already, no, don't do it. Okay. So it looks like that we are going to have some more music. Hope you enjoying the song choices that I picked out, and I'll get back with you. Thank you. Okay, so once again, topic is friends with benefits. If those have just came on, I like to always put my personal opinion on things, and I guess for me, I did have a friend with benefit, and for me, the reason why I entertained the idea was because I would have one person I could go with than two or three, honestly. My agreement was it was going to be, exclusive, meaning when we entertain each other as a friend with benefit, that we didn't entertain nobody else. Okay, we practice safe sex all the time. He was a friend, so we did go out. We did hang out, but we knew, if anybody caught feelings or whatever, we stopped it for that period of time or however it was. If he was in a relationship, then I didn't, get jealous or upset. I let him do his relationship when when I had a relationship, he didn't get upset or anything like that, that's a good thing. Everybody can't be that way. But overall, I think that it is something that people can't handle, honestly. I think you gotta be very careful. Choose the right person. If you don't, you're gonna have some drama. Okay, so if you don't want drama, let me say that. If you do not want drama, don't entertain this kind of relationship. If it's called a relationship at all. For me, I think, like I said before, if it prevents you from being with 2 or 3 people, and you can have one person you can always go to, why not? I'm not saying it's the right way to do things. We're not going there yet, but for me, for me personally, I could go to one person at all times if I needed to. But I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. Of course, you should, be celibate, wait till you marry. But sometimes it don't always happen that way, and that's my opinion on it. Once again, practice safe sex, y'all. Don't go out there and think that if he ain't doing you, he doing somebody else. So make sure you always wrap it up, men, females. Make sure you let the men know that you.
Amen.
Oh.
Don't shoot no clubs up. Is what I say.
Right. Don't be safe. Okay. HIV and AIDS is on the rise, so we want to always practice safe sex. I'm big on that. And like I said, women, if you're not emotionally ready or you feel like you already feeling this person, don't do it, because it's gonna be drama. You're gonna lose a friend. You're gonna stalk them, or they're gonna stalk you. Don't be no stalker. Okay, so if he moves on, don't get to cry with your girlfriend, say he treats you so bad. Blah, blah, blah. You knew going in what the situation was. If you didn't know, that means the rules were not defined in the beginning. Okay, so make sure if you're entertaining this kind of relationship, there's no commitment relationship, that you guys have an agreement on what it should be about. Okay, if you don't have that, if you don't understand it, or women are okay with this, honestly. Okay, there's a lot of them out there that don't want no man either. Okay, so don't get in this belief that women we so desperate and we so thirsty that we can't handle the truth. Oh, we can. Trust and believe that. Okay. Don't think that we can't. So, men, if this is something that you want to do, sex only, let them know up front. Just be honest. Honesty, to me, is the best policy when it comes to this kind of relationship, because it can, like I said, it can be very sticky. It can cross some. It can be very complicated. But just make sure, once again, that if this ain't for you, it ain't for everybody. Okay, so it's just not. Once again, this is my first show. I hope you guys have enjoyed it.
I appreciate being around you and listening. I learned a lot from you. Questionnaire, what's the topic for the next show?
Oh, topic for next show, I'm gonna say does size matter? And before y'all get y'all nasty minded people, we ain't talking about the male genitalia, okay? It's not gonna be just about that. I might bring that in a little bit, but we're talking about, does size matter? That's gonna be my next topic. Please tell your friends about the next show. Hope I have a lot of more listeners next time. I have so far have enjoyed the process. Hope this becomes one of the famous shows on Dre's Cafes. Appreciate the platform.
It shall, because I ain't on this level yet.
I do it for the grown folks only. Now, all my topics are not going to be risque. I'm going to have some topics that, other people can listen to. But this topic was for, the adults, the mature audience. So I appreciate you guys listening in. I have an ending song that's going to play here shortly But just don't forget about Annie Mae's Crown World Conversations every Saturday at 8 o'clock. I welcome responses.
How do they reach you?
I will have call-ins eventually.
How do they reach you?
I'm not sure, Dre. You gotta let them know how to reach me.
I don't know. I mean, so many options. Let's see. They can reach you by calling in. The number is 615-540-3998. That's the number, 615-540-3998. Or you can actually go to the website, www.dre'sradiocafe.com, and look up Crown World Conversations with Annie Mae. There you should be able to reach her in terms of like any kind of questions or anything like that.
Or topics. If you guys want to talk about a topic, let me know.
Let me know. Topics. You can, find one of us on Facebook somewhere around the way. I mean, it is what it is. We'll have to come up with she'll have to make her own page for, Crown World Conversations. But she'll be able to get it done. So y'all just bear with her in the meantime and in between times. But anything else you want to say, I'm good to go.
I'm good. Just hopefully this show has impacted you or taught you a little bit something about friends with benefits. If you have any questions or comments, please, as Dre said, let me know. What you sipping on?